I mean, I was told by my film professor, there are films and there are movies, and sometimes you've got to know what you're walking into.
Yeah. See, but I come from a time when movies were films.
There's a new Marvel out that people are saying is actually really good. One of those new Marvel movies are out, and it's actually getting some traction. Is this new Marvel movie good? Is it not good? Is the MCU back? Is it still in a very dark hole? Well, I'm here to answer all of those questions for you and more. I do have today the Thunderbolts. I saw it over the weekend, and I have some opinions on it. Also, I have a bonus scoop after we talk about Thunderbolts. I have a small little bonus story to talk about. But before we do any of that, first of all, welcome to the Courtofcinema podcast. I'm your host, Logan. Here we talk about everything film and TV, but mostly movies for the most part. And of course, today, like I said, we're talking about the Thunderbolts. This movie came out in, obviously, 2025 over the weekend. Director here is from Jake Schreier. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Written here by Eric Pearson and also Joanna Kahlo. Cinematography here is done by Andrew Draws Palermo. There we go. Composing for the movie here is done by Ryan Lotz, Rafik Bahatia, and also Ian Chang. I'm maybe saying like all these names wrong. I'm sorry if I am. No offense to any of them. But this entire team for the movie, regardless, behind the camera, they're all incredibly talented. They got a lot of people from A24 for this movie. Like the director here, he also directed the A24 show Beef. Haven't seen it, heard only good things about it. And I mean, I'm really happy with what they did here. Also, co-directing for the movie here is Anthony and Joe Russo. The Russo brothers, they did, some random little movies like Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, also Civil War, also Winter Soldier. Some random MCU films that don't really matter, I guess, if you want to say. They're slated here as co-directors. They actually directed the post-credit scene, which is super cool for this movie. And then also the cinematographer here, like I said, is Andrew Draws Palermo. We're going to say it like that. He did the cinematography for A24's The Green Knight. Beautiful movie. Also, A24's A Ghost Story is also a beautiful movie. He's very talented, and he did a very solid job here. And the composers for the film are three guys, like I mentioned before. The composers are all from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie has great score, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful score. And yeah, it's a very solid A24 roster here from the directors, from the cinematographer, the composers, the producers also are like all from A24, which is a very cool touch, and they're all incredibly talented and did a great job here with the movie. And now just going into my thoughts on the movie. Well, this movie, it got announced a while ago. I wasn't that hyped for it, but we had the trailer come out last year, and then going into 2025, I said that I was interested in the movie. I said that this film was in my top 10 most anticipated for the year. I had very high hopes of the movie. I was definitely one of the 5 people who said the Thunderbolts is going to be a great movie. Just wait, just watch. This is going to be a fire film, and it's definitely getting a lot of great reviews for it. When the reviews hit for the movie, it's very good reviews right now. It's one of the highest rated MCU films, Rotten Tomatoes. Also, audience score is very solid, as well as critic score, and then it's doing great numbers financially. Cinema score is very good all around. IMDb everywhere has solid scores. Also on Letterboxd, we have an average of 3.8, which is very, very strong. Then also over on IMDb, it's a 7.7 out of 10, which is, like I said, very strong. Rotten Tomatoes, 88%. I saw all these reviews here, all these numbers are very strong right now. So I'm like, hey, this movie is actually going to be really good. I'm actually pretty excited for it. So I saw it on Saturday in IMAX 3D. That wasn't a part of the plan. My friend, I told him, yo, I'm free today. Let's go to the movie. I'm like, yo, let's go see it at 3 o'clock. That's cool. He bought the tickets for 3 o'clock. We got to the theater, and it's in IMAX 3D, which wasn't a part of the plan. I'm not exactly mad about it. But, still, I saw it in IMAX 3D, a beautiful presentation, and I liked it. This movie is actually very good. I'm very happy with the movie. I'm actually a big fan of it. And now you might be asking, well, Logan, the MCU has been on a very long, dry streak for the most part. There hasn't been a lot of good things in a very long time. What makes this movie so good? What makes this movie work so well? Well, there's a very long list of what's good versus what's bad. And, I had to start with maybe just the cast. That's maybe a great place to start with. Just who's in front of the camera here is number one, Florence Pugh is in the lead role, and it's Florence Pugh. I mean, she's like one of the next up right now. Also, I feel like every young adult's boy, their celebrity crush is Florence Pugh right now. So, and also Haley Steinfeld is every boy's crush right now. So yeah, she's in the movie in the main role. I'm all happy for it. I'm all here for it also. And Florence Pugh, as we all know, like I said, she's been on an absolute generational run these past few years. I mean, it's actually a little bit insane. 2023, Oppenheimer. 2019 is Midsommar. That's one of the best horror films of the past few years, easily. And also Dune Part 2 last year, which was, it's Dune Part 2. You know how good it is. 2019, Little Woman. That's a 5 out of 5 movie. I've been a big defender of that movie for a long time. Little Woman, it's crazy. Puss in Boots' Last Wish. She plays Goldilocks in the movie. People don't really remember that, but yeah. Puss in Boots' Last Wish is one of the best animated movies of the last few years, also, easily. And then also, We Live in Time last year, Andrew Garfield romance movie. That was a banger. Black Widow. We don't talk about that one. It was definitely a trash one for sure. And now Thunderbolts. She's been on a strong run. And Thunderbolts is another great movie in her filmography that I really do enjoy. She does a great job here in the main role. She does a great job leading the movie, doing a very good job at leading this pretty big plot and cast on her back. She really does carry the entire movie, which shows how talented she really is. And of course, outside of the incredibly talented Haley not Haley Steinfeld, I'm still stuck on Sinners, so give me a break. After we talked about the incredible Florence Pugh, we also have Sebastian Stan playing Bucky Barnes. Sebastian Stan is like really good of an actor if you didn't know. He's awesome. He's an OG, like we all know from the previous Avengers movies and all that. He got an Oscar nomination last year for The Apprentice. I haven't seen that movie. He plays Donald Trump in that movie from last year. Haven't seen it. I really want to for sure. But he's just talented. He's awesome. He's fun. He just is really good in the movie. He's not that big in the film, but still I love the level of maturity for the character of Bucky Barnes as we've seen throughout the MCU. I mean, he's always been a mature guy, but seeing his growth is just super cool to see. I love him a lot in this movie. Then we also have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was in Seinfeld. She's also here in the, I won't spoil it, I guess the villain kind of anti-hero role also. She's really good. I love her in Seinfeld, but here she's great also. We also have Louis Pullman, who was previously in Top Gun Maverick. He's great as Bob in Top Gun Maverick. And also here, he plays Bob in Thunderbolts. Not the same Bob, it's just a different guy named Bob, who is super cool. I love his character a lot. He's really a whole lot of fun. Great actor. David Harbour plays Alexei Shostakov, who is obviously the Red Guardian. A really funny character. Wyatt Russell plays John Walker. He's great also. Also, Hannah John Kamen plays Ghost in this movie. She's a whole lot of fun too. We haven't seen really any Ghost since 2018 with Ant-Man and the Wasp, but still, she's back here again. And that's really the main cast. There's a lot of other great actors here too, but still, that's the main core group of the movie. And they're all fun. They're all incredible. They all play their part so well. This movie, I'll say it again as I go on through the episode, but it feels like the next Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what I've thought about the last couple of days, is that this movie feels like the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Is it as good? No. But the fact that the movie takes just some random side characters and some random nobody characters, puts them in a movie that's very funny, lighthearted, has a very wholesome and just family group-oriented message, and really does make you feel something at the end of the movie, that's what makes me say this is going to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Will we get Thunderbolts 2? We don't know. I mean, Avengers, Doomsday, and also Secret Wars is going to have to happen first. And then we're going to see if anyone from this core team maybe dies in that movie. We don't exactly know quite yet. So it's going to be interesting. But I think that if this movie does very good money, and depending on how the Avengers films goes, then we might see Thunderbolts 2, or maybe not. It's kind of weird. If you see the movie, then the title is interesting. It kind of just shifts a little bit, but still, I think that a Thunderbolts sequel could happen in the future. We don't know, but I think there's a strong chance it might. But besides the great cast of great characters, I think that the movie is fun and serious and a very good story that really does make me feel, like I said, a warm, fuzzy feeling inside that, hey, I like this. I like this movie's attitude and the way it goes about doing it. It's a very good job. I do appreciate it. This movie definitely dives heavy into the mental health discussion and topics, and now that we're in May, which is Mental Health Month, it's a very good film to watch this month just for that reason alone. It's so wholesome, so endearing. It really does go away and kind of just goes off the path of movies in the MCU following the big CGI battle at the end of the movie. There are some like CGI moments, but still, it's not like a big CGI battle like Guardians of the Galaxy or, Avengers. It's not that kind of third act, which I definitely do appreciate. It's a little bit different, which is definitely a good breath of fresh air for sure. And my other pro is that this movie is really good for the MCU. This movie is just so healthy and strong for what the MCU is trying to do as we go into Avengers Doomsday. It's a very good movie to set us on the right path for that film. Is the MCU saved quite yet? No. There's definitely a lot more they have to do right for Avengers Doomsday to be good, and Secret Wars, those are very massive movies. That this is just a very good start. It's a strong start, a very good step in the right direction, but there's a long way to go from here for sure. But still, this is a great place to be right now for the MCU. A solid movie, a solid cliffhanger ending. Those shock factor moments that the MCU can bring, it's all over here in this movie. I think that what the MCU has done in the past that makes me love it so much, that's something that they haven't done in a very long time, it feels, is making me really invested in this universe, making me really invested and making the universe feel alive, to where when a big pivotal moment in the universe happens, I am just shocked, and it makes me think about this moment for days on end, like how in the previous movies, like with Avengers Age of Ultron, that's a massive movie. The Avengers kind of break up in that movie. Then Civil War, the Avengers are just broken up entirely. That's a huge moment for the MCU. Moments like in Spider-Man No Way Home, or Far From Home, sorry, there's a lot of them. But Spider-Man Far From Home, when Mysterio announces Peter Parker's identity at the movie, those are moments that it makes the universe feel alive. It makes me really do care about what's going to happen next for these characters, for this universe. That's the level of crazy, super cool ending and post-credits scene for the movie that makes me truly invested on what's going to happen in Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday. I don't know, but I'm going to be all here for it. I don't really care. Or another great example here is in the end of Avengers Infinity War, Nick Fury, everything's going crazy, everyone's fading away because of the snap, and Nick Fury, he pages Captain Marvel. That led everyone into a just crazy hype going into the Captain Marvel movie. Captain Marvel, a film that maybe no one would care about, but because of the hype of the ending of Infinity War that segued into that movie, or with Ant-Man and the Wasp, how Scott Lang is trapped in the MCU, trapped inside of the crazy, weird quantum realm, that segues into Endgame. Those are the crazy moments that I've been needing for so long that this movie does, and does it pretty good. It makes me truly care and invest in what's going to happen next that I really haven't felt in a very long time. I think that the two best movies that have happened since post-Endgame have been Spider-Man No Way Home. That was a solid movie. And then also we had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Those are two top 10 MCU movies. But for those endings of those movies, they didn't end on cliffhangers. They were more so a very fulfilling end for these characters' journeys that I wasn't exactly in the same feeling of I'm hungry for what's going to happen next for this universe. Instead, it was a wholesome ending to where Spider-Man, no one knows him anymore, but still, people are going to have Spider-Man still. It's a very kind of wholesome ending. Or Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. That movie ends in a way to where, the whole group splits up, but it's still a very wholesome and fulfilling end for these characters. We may never see them again for a long time, but still, it's a very fulfilling, wholesome ending. Doesn't really tease anything for the future. That's the kind of movie that I've been missing. I've been missing having, with Thunderbolts, having this great pivotal moment happen for the universe that makes me really do care for what's going to happen next. I haven't had a long time. I'm really all here for it. I'm nerding out about it. This is my whole life here in blood, are these films, and this one does a good job at it. So those are really all my pros. It's fun, it's funny, it's serious, and it's very dark at times too. It has a very solid story, very good message, great characters. It has a very good effect on the MCU that I really do have a great excitement for. What are the cons for the movie? The movie isn't perfect. I don't really have any cons to sit down, but who cares? You know, I understand that my GOAT and savior, Martin Scorsese, said that these movies aren't cinema. They're more theme park rides, and they aren't real films. They're not like Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai or like Scorsese's Goodfellas. But still, you know, who cares? It's not perfect. It's not going to be one of the best of all time, but who cares? It's still a great movie, and I still enjoy it, and I definitely think you should go see it. My final score for the film is a B+. I'll give it a B+ right now. It's a good movie. It's not perfect. It's not like it's the next Dune Part 2 or the next Oppenheimer, but still, this is a solid film that we definitely really enjoy. I really liked it, and I think you will too. I really do. So for the plan of action, go see it. Go see it for yourself. You may think it's worse, you may think it's better, but I like it. I really do enjoy it. I think you will too. So that's it. The Thunderbolts review's out of the way. It's a good movie. I do like it. But like I said before, this episode isn't over quite yet. We do have a bonus story to talk about. I've never done anything like this for like a breaking news. We have a scoop to talk about. Never in my life. But still, this news dropped last week. It's very relatively kind of fresh. It dropped like last week. It's about a week old now. So I thought I had to give my thoughts on it because it's really, in my opinion, kind of messed up. So last week, we found out that Jeremy Renner turned down season 2 of Hawkeye over a pay cut. And you know, this story, it really does like kind of make me mad or kind of pisses me off a little bit. I don't know if Jeremy Renner's exactly mad about it, but still, I'm mad for him. He really doesn't deserve this at all. So, Jeremy Renner, he was on a podcast last week, or I think a week before, I don't know. He said that he turned down a second season of the Marvel series Hawkeye after being offered half of his original salary, which I think is just a little bit messed up in my opinion. Speaking on the High Performance podcast, Jeremy Renner said that they asked me to do season 2 and they offered me half the money. I'm like, well, it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money and 8 months of my time essentially to do it for half the amounts. And he said, I'm sorry, like, what? Why do you think I'm only half the Jeremy Renner after I got ran over? Why would you pay me half of what I made in the first season? That's like kind of messed up for me because, you know, Jeremy Renner, he's an OG Avenger. He's one of the OG guys in the MCU. Why would you pay him half of what he made in the first season of a show for season 2? That doesn't make sense at all. And now, is this confirmed by Disney? I mean, he doesn't have any reason to lie at this point in his career. What does he have to gain from lying about this in any way? I mean, you know, it just doesn't really make sense for him to do season 1 of a show. The season 1 of Hawkeye, is it perfect? No, but it's actually a very fun Christmas show. I really do love that a lot. But still, it doesn't make sense for him to do one season of a show, then come back to do more work for a bigger story for season 2, and then get paid half of what he made in the first one to do the second season. Doesn't make sense at all. That's kind of messed up for it. And also, like, if this was like for Florence Pugh, you wouldn't do that at all for. Let's be honest here. But if it was for like Wyatt Russell in Thunderbolts, let's say Thunderbolts 2, you give him half the amount. I mean, it's kind of messed up, but still, it's like, it's Wyatt Russell, whatever. I don't really care. But this is for Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner is an OG Avenger. He was in the first Avengers movie, the first Thor movie. He's been a part of this universe for over a decade, and you're not giving him at least the same amount for the season 2. Doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make me mad for him. Is he mad about it? I don't know. Will he come back as Hawkeye? I hope so at this point. For Avengers Doomsday, there's a long list of people that aren't in that movie that really should be. Spider-Man's not there. We have no members of the Guardians of the Galaxy in that movie for Avengers Doomsday. So no Star-Lord, no Rocket, no one at all from Guardians of the Galaxy in that movie. There's a long list, including Haley Steinfeld, who isn't in the movie either, which is kind of weird. Also, Jeremy Renner, nowhere to be found in that movie. Also, a long list of big characters that aren't in that movie, so we don't know quite yet if he'll even return at all. But still, this story, this scoop, it made me upset. It really did make me a little bit mad. I'm mad for him, like I said, because like I said, he's an OG guy. He deserves to be paid at least the same. That's all I'm saying. I'm a little bit pissed by it, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Still, Thunderbolts is a great movie. Go see that. Jeremy Renner, he should get paid more for everything. He's like really cool guy, really good actor. I love him a lot. Until then, that's a great place to end it for today, I guess. Stay swagged out, stay cool, follow us everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those places. And until then, I'm Real Slogan. I'll see you boys in the movie.